In the military, I am part of the Air National Guard, so I technically I'm a military police, so it's security forces for us, which you just, are doing the normal police duties and whatnot on base, and it correlates to like my outside goals, which is I'm a psychology major and criminal justice minor, so I'm able to kind of bring both worlds together and utilize, my military and my outside career. My grandfather was a major in the Air Force, so my little brother and I kind of like decided that that was a big factor of us wanting to go towards the Air Force and our decision making which branch we wanted to go into. And I also have an older brother who's in the Army, so I don't know, we just all kind of just at the same time, it was just like impulsively like we're like randomized going to training together. It was just a weird thing that I don't even know how it's just got there. One time, I went home and I was like, I'm going to the Air Force. My little brother was like, I am too. And then my older brother was like, I'm going to the Army. And my mom was like, no. So that was how it happened. It's actually super rare to like go to training at the exact same time as my brother. My brother and I were in Texas at the exact same time, went through the entire training all together. So it's like super, super rare to, go through that experience with someone that I know so well. And like, obviously it's my brother, so like I love him. So like we got to go to like have Thanksgivings together and Christmas and that sort of thing, which never gets to happen. You're never with anyone you know. So it was definitely a cool, experience to like be able to share that with him. And I got to go to his graduations and stuff, which things it's during COVID. So my family didn't even get to go to any of that. So it was nice to be able to like, at least take pictures for my mom and send her things like after the, events were done and everything. 'Cause she wasn't allowed to go to anything. They only could watch it live and stuff like that, which is a huge bummer. Because it's like a huge part of like your military career, so your graduations, because it's just like going to college for most of them. For me, it's a little different because like obviously I still have my college graduations and stuff, but for them, it's like that's a huge thing. So it's nice to be able to celebrate and do that with him. My guard duties are, it changes, which squadron or whatnot you're in, which is a whole bunch of stuff. But pretty much I go every like 3 months or so. I go for a week and we do a bunch of training, like deployment-based training, where it's like, we just play war pretty much. We just go out in the woods and do whatever, mayhem. But that's pretty much my duties for right now. Anything can happen though. I mean, we get activated for riots for in DC. My unit was in DC, so there's a whole bunch of things that we get activated for and sent to. It's just being able to adjust to that, and saying, hey, I either have school and I can go or I can't go. And sometimes I don't have a choice. Sometimes they just send me and I just have to go. But they're usually pretty flexible with my college and stuff like that, so it works out. It's definitely like the best of both worlds for me, being able to have the military and have school, because obviously not a lot of people get to do this experience because they don't even know it exists. But for me, it was definitely like something I wanted to do, is to serve my country and, give back, which is, I know it sounds cliche, but it's just like, being part of something bigger than you. It's the same thing in a sport team or whatever, being part of something. And that definitely like drove my decision to like be able to do both of them at the same time. It's like knowing what I'm doing it for and having my reasons for why and just sticking with it. It was more mentally challenging than anything. So for me, it's like it didn't really change what I was doing, for soccer and whatnot. Just there's a difference, and it's just like realizing that like the difference between being in the military and being in soccer. Sometimes I like catch myself. It's just funny, like little things, like I'll be saying like military jargon and like people are like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, never mind, don't worry about it, I forgot. Like, have to remember where I am and where I'm not, and vice versa for both environments. But it hasn't really like hindered any of my soccer, but I think it's like, if anything, it's like improved like my running with physicality, like being able to just like go until I like pretty much die. Like I'm not gonna just sit there and like let someone outwork me. I'm gonna be the hardest worker out there, and I think that's definitely something that's I'm able to apply to my soccer and use that as something to push me.